We need to talk. Doesn't it suck when you come across a knife that you love almost everything about, almost everything, except for that one design choice that the manufacturer made that you can't get over? It's always nice when the manufacturer listens to the people, and in this case, Concept has, and they've updated a current model in a way that I think will be highly attractive to a lot of people. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's face it, oftentimes there's so many opportunities to get the knife that is perfect for you that when we come across one that you really like, but there is just one small thing that keeps you from wanting to buy it, we end up passing. How's it going, everybody? I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny, and in my hands is the Caari by Concept Knives, a knife that I really like, and I talked about it ad nauseum in my review of this knife, which if you want to see, I will go ahead and link it up in the corner above. But before you go and watch that video, I would implore you to see what we're going to talk about next. Of course, on your way in, smash the like button. It definitely helps. And here's what's going on. The Concept Caari is $149 for your hard-earned bucks. You get S35 yen with this really nice stone-washed finish, titanium handle scales, which have been milled out with these cutouts on the handle scales, so you could actually see the blade when it's inside the knife. And I thought that that aesthetic was cool. I also like the 3D milled backspacer. I also like the 3D milled pocket clip. It fits in the fifth pocket while also giving you some great action, and at least for me, a full 4-finger grip. Now, when I did my video on this, I knew that there would be a group of people that would look at this and say, Rollshambo, I love it, except for one thing. And if your eyes were drawn to these cutouts on the handle scale, that might be the thing that kept you from wanting to pull the trigger. Let's be honest. Some people look at those and say, that's some nice weight reduction, but I don't like speed holes in my knife. If that was you, make sure to smash the like button and let me know in the comment section down below. Here's the deal. As knife enthusiasts, we spend an inordinate amount of money on our knives, so much to the point where recently, for many of us, if it's not perfect in our eyes, we're not going to pull the trigger. However, for those of you who this is true for, I do have some good news. Your eyes do not deceive you. This is a Concept Caari. However, there are two big differences between this one and this one. Now, immediately your eyes might be drawn to these scales, and I don't blame you because these scales are gorgeous. First of all, there is no cutouts. There's no speed holes. And second of all, this is actual 80's camo carbon fiber. The Camo Carbon Fiber Company is a USA company, and it's not something that we see traditionally from Concept. Usually we see Concept knives using their own in-house carbon fiber, which is proprietary to them. However, there is something that's absolutely gorgeous about some American Camo Carbon Fiber scales. And the other thing that I want to mention is not all camo carbon is created equal, because a lot of it depends on how well it's milled at the manufacturer. The choice of milling is what makes it look like this or like this. These are both examples of 80's camo carbon fiber, and yet they come across vastly different. Now, I mentioned that there was two big benefits that came from this one small change, because while they did take out the speed holes and while they did add this on there, we actually have a couple benefits to this specific model. The first benefit to a lot of people is going to be the clean aesthetic. That is beautiful. I am so glad that they came out with this version because honestly, it does in fact look better to me. Not that I think that there's anything wrong with this at all. In fact, the big benefit to this initial version is that it is actually lighter. We're talking about the difference of 3.4 ounces versus 3.7. Also, this is going to be a great option for those of you who like a monochromatic Caari, and if you like that weight reduction and the beautiful look of blasted titanium, this is going to still be a great option. However, the second big difference that is made by switching to this style of handle scale, where we have the camo carbon fiber overlaying the titanium, is that it turns it into a bolster lock. I love bolster locks, guys. Bolster locks are amazing because you get all the benefits of a frame lock with all the benefits of a liner lock. Let me explain what I mean. On this knife, when you go to retract it and deploy it, there is no pressure being put on the lock bar, which means that you are truly getting the smoothest action that can possibly be had on either time. I have a saying, and that saying is that when your knife has one deployment option and one option only, it needs to be the showstopper. The action on the original frame lock is really good. It's nice and snappy, and it's very smooth at the same time. However, it is not nearly as smooth as the action that we see on this new variant. Here's the deal though. You might be looking at this and you might say, that's cool for you, Rollshambo. I'm not a big fan of 80's camo carbon fiber. More good news is that they came out with multiple different options in this newer style, so you can get it a couple different ways. If you don't like S35VN, you can get it in their Damascus. If you don't like camo carbon fiber, they have other scale options there as well. Now, these changes are in fact going to cost you. The original Cassowary came in at $149, and at that price point, I believe that it is an absolute steal. This is still a steal because this is 80's camo carbon fiber and it comes in at $196. The reason why this is going to cost more is because 80's camo carbon fiber is an American made product. They have to buy this and have it shipped directly from the US specifically to be put on a knife. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we've ever seen 80's camo carbon fiber on a concept knife. If I'm wrong, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comment section down below. And for that matter, I am counting on you because they did such an amazing job milling out these scales and applying it to this design that I absolutely want to see more camo carbon fiber on new variants of concept knives. But that is my opinion. Now it's time to see what the community has to say. You asked, they answered, and now we have an upgraded version of the concept Cassowary. So let me know, are you a fan of this new style? Do you think that it works with the price tag, or do you actually still prefer the original style for around $40 less? The answer is up to you, and only you can decide if it's going to be worth your hard-earned money. But now it's time to vote in the comment section. Let me know how Concept did. Personally, I think that they did phenomenal on the updated version of the Cassowary, but I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you watched this far and you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe. And by the way, if you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, go ahead and click on one of the videos that pops up next.